You got first pick? You taking Bill Russell? Okay, I'll take Wilt Chamberlin.
William Felton Russell, nickname Russ, or Secretary of Defense, or Mr. 11 Rings. NBA debut 1956. The NBA retired his number 6 league-wide. The only player to be honored that way. That says it all. Not MJ, not Kareem, Bill Russell. Bill won 11 championships. The only other player to do that? The man in the thumbnail, Montreal Canadiens' Henri Richard, or as I call him, Henry Rickard. I'm going to focus on Bill's college days. That other autograph there, Charlie Hardy Jr., he grew up with Bill Russell over in Monroe, Louisiana, and they ended up in Oakland together. What a coincidence. 1954, Dons coach, Hall of Fame Phil Woolpert, put out a squad on the floor that included 3 black players. That had never happened before. There were places where that wasn't even allowed. The NCAA would change the rules because of big men like George Mikan, Russ, and Lew Alcindor. USF would travel by train, and when Bill became famous, Southern Pacific Railroad bashed out a wall in the sleeping quarters so he could stretch out in bed. USF Dons were back-to-back NCAA champs, 1 loss in 2 seasons, 55 straight wins, first team with a perfect season, and the first to go wire-to-wire, number 1 in the polls. Bill Russell was the most outstanding player of the 1955 tournament, but Hal Lear won it in 1956, even though Hal's Temple lost that game. The more I read about Mr. Russell, the more I understand why he acted the way he did. Him and his family went through terrible ordeals. Even when his family left Louisiana and he came to California, they had just as many racial problems. The kind of things I wouldn't want to repeat. I was uncomfortable just reading about it. I tried, but I can't imagine how bad that must have felt. He would become the most famous player in the country, winning NBA championships, and the Celtics fans trashed his house. This is how unfair things can be when put to a vote. 1955, Bill Russell did not win Northern California Player of the Year. What? Let's see. Bill's team lost only 1 game all season. They were the NCAA champs. He was voted the most outstanding player in that tournament. He was unanimous first-team All-American. He averaged 20 per game. And he lost? Well, that's what happens when things are left up to a vote. And who's voting? Casey Jones, his buddy, credited with inventing the alley-oop to Bill Russell. This was a few years before R.C. Owens and Y.A. Tittle did it with the 49ers. Dominant? I'll leave you with this. There is only 2 players in NBA history to grab 50 rebounds in 1 game. Wilt Chamberlin and Russ.